right before we lean in to seal the deal, she turns away. So I'm like, hey, what's wrong? And then she was like, I want to kiss you, but I feel like I shouldn't because of Matthew. Like, this feels wrong somehow. And here is where I fucked it all up. I pause for a second, I look away, and then I look back at her, and then I open my stupid mouth and say something like, oh, yeah, no, you're right, because if I was Matthew, I wouldn't want you to kiss me either, and since it sounds like you're still unsure about how you feel about everything, it's probably for the best that we don't kiss right now.
Hey nigga, really? What's up YouTube? It's your boy jxhunter25 back with another reaction. We are reacting to I Should Have Stole His Girl. This is by Young Don, the Sauce God. Why would you steal your best friend's girl? Well, probably not best friend, but probably a friend's girl. That's fucked up. But the original video will be down in the description. And then like, subscribe, favorite. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. It will let you know every time I upload a video. So let's get this. I should have stole his girl. That ain't right. Let's get this reaction started. Clickety clack, Hunter is back. Some more reacts. Or react. I suck. Boom.
So I say that, and then she looks at me, almost in surprise, probably because she wasn't expecting me to be that much of a p***y, and then she smiles and says, I think you're right. Thank you. Now before we get into it today, I want to give a shout out to a lot of situation I was in involving a girl. So this story takes place around the age of 13, and I of course was still living with my mom back in Jamaica. It was summer break and my mom had enrolled me in a summer arts program for teens at an arts college known as the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. And of course, I didn't want to go. I mean, it's summer. All I wanted to do was stay home, eat hot Cheetos, and play Pokemon. But, you know, being artistic and seeing that my mom has always been hell-bent on raising her children properly, she saw it fit that I spend my summer being productive and not spend the whole time jerking off. So she made me do this instead. So I show up for the first day of class, and right away I realized that this was a great decision. Not because I thought I was gonna have a blast drawing and painting all the time, but because this class was riddled with cute girls that I have never seen before. And among all these cute girls, one in particular stood out, and her name was Kelly. Anyway, this was back when my heart still worked properly, and I had also just discovered Drake, which basically means that I was in my feelings like 24/7. Needless to say, I fell in love with this girl immediately. Side note, I've noticed that a lot of the chicks who watch my videos have noticed that pretty much all the girls from my stories are light-skinned, and some of the dark chocolate mamacitas have been leaving comments saying that I only mess with light-skinned girls. This is false. I love all the colors of the rainbow, and for all the dark chocolate queens out there who watch my videos above the age of 18, please feel free to slide in my DMs at ILoveSauceGod on Instagram. That was the last side note, I promise. So after I fell head over heels for this pretty young thing, I made sure that I got to camp at least 30 minutes early so that I could try and figure out a way to approach her before class started. Seeing that a good amount of the kids got to class pretty early, her included. And I'd say for like the first 2 weeks, I'd actually just get there, say hi to everyone, and then I'd go sit in the corner and listen to Marvin's Room and just be depressed, because I couldn't work up the courage to just go and talk to her. But eventually I did, and right away we hit it off, like instant best friends. We ended up sitting together during class and hanging out during the lunch break, and we'd go on these walks around campus before and after class and just talk and get to know each other. And for me, this was incredible because I had never had the pleasure of getting to know a pretty girl who went to another school. All the pretty girls that I knew at that age, I had already known for years, so this was just amazing. Like, of course I knew that other pretty girls existed, but it's like the first time you come across a shiny Pokemon. Like, you've heard of them, you know they're in the game, but somehow you still find yourself in awe when you actually come across one for the first time
You ain't lying about
yourself.
that.
If you didn't get that reference, either you had no childhood or your childhood was way better than mine. So a week or so passes and now things are getting real cool between us. Like, we're texting each other and it became pretty clear to me that there was definitely something there. Like, I was pretty sure that she started to have a crush on me too. Now, how this story should have ended was with me saying, then we ended up becoming like a summer couple, with me and her hiding in empty classrooms and making out in secret, right? That's how it should have ended. But if you paid attention in the beginning, you've probably guessed that I somehow found a way to fuck it all up. And if you guessed that, you wouldn't be wrong. So among the many topics that we talked about together, one of the things that we discussed was her ex-boyfriend, who we'll call Matthew. And the interesting thing about Matthew was he also attended the same summer camp program as us. Now, initially, Kelly was not a fan of Matthew. I can't remember why, but I knew they had recently broken up and they weren't exactly on good terms. But he was in the process of trying to get her back, and I didn't blame him. Like, this girl was a catch. Also, I remember that even though she didn't exactly want to get back with him, she still had feelings for him. So one day, Kelly and I were chilling in this little secluded area after class, and the vibes were heavy, my G. Like, strong first kiss signals were definitely in the air. So we're there talking, and then the moment came. We both could sense that it was time to kiss, but right before we lean in to seal the deal, she turns away. So I'm like, hey, what's wrong? And then she was like, I want to kiss you, but I feel like I shouldn't because of Matthew. Like, this feels wrong somehow. And here is where I fucked it all up. I pause for a second, I look away, and then I look back at her, and then I open my stupid mouth and say something like, oh, yeah, no, you're right. Because if I was Matthew, I wouldn't want you to kiss me either. And since it sounds like you're still unsure about how you feel about everything, it's probably for the best that we don't kiss right now.
Really, nigga? Really?
What the f? Am I the only one who wants to punch this kid in the mouth? Like, what was I thinking? Like, bruh, this would have been the prettiest girl that I would have kissed for years. Like, another 5 years went by before I got another chance to kiss a girl as beautiful as Kelly. Just disappointed. Alright, let's wrap this shit up. I don't want to talk about this anymore. So I say that, and then she looks at me almost in surprise. Probably because she wasn't expecting me to be that much of a and then she smiles and says, I think you're right. Thank you. And then that was that. We continued to talk until it was time for us to go home, and then we just went home. No kiss. So we go home, and I know at the time I thought I did the right thing. It didn't dawn on me that I made a mistake until a few days later. Because guess who I see hanging out by themselves at camp just a couple days after I blew my chance to kiss her. Yup, you guessed it. Kelly and Matthew. They got back together, and needless to say, and that's pretty much the story. So if I was able to go back in time and give younger me some advice on how I should have handled the situation, I would have said something similar to today's moral. In this world, there are only two types of people. Those who go and take what they want, and those who get their shit took. If you have an opportunity to take something that you desire, then never hesitate to seize the moment. Because if you allow that moment to pass out of fear of how it's going to make somebody else feel, then I can guarantee you that someone else is going to come right along and take that chance from you. And I promise you, when they do it, your feelings will be the least of their concerns.
Yep. Facts. Wow. What? I would have said, fuck Matthew. Shit. You had her, man. You had her. What a disappointment. Hold Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, favorite. Don, I'm so disappointed in you, man. Well, I guess because you was younger, but still, really, nigga. You give us black guys a bad name. Like, subscribe, favorite. Roll to 500. Peace.